right, well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. If you're hopping on, welcome. My name is Stephanie Iacina, the Director of Community Engagement here for Main Street Youth and Family Services, formerly known as Parents by Choice. Before we jump in, just a quick confession. We haven't done a live video since 2020 or 2021, somewhere around there during COVID. And so we're a little rusty. We're already having technical difficulties this morning, but we will get it all figured out and make it work so that way we can keep these rolling. And our goal is to have these at least once a month. And we're aiming kind of for the fourth Thursday of every month just to keep it repetition. Anyways, enough of that. Let's jump in today's topic. It's January, and we are celebrating Positive Parenting Awareness Month. We're so excited to talk about different ways that we can support the program, support parents, caregivers, in building strong relationships with children. So, thank you today. We have Clara Martin, almost said Munoz.
Recent change.
Yeah, well, kind of. It's been a couple years. She is one of our amazing supervisors for our Positive Parenting program and parenting coaches. So thank you so much for being here. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your role in the Positive Parenting program?
Hi everyone, my name is Clara Martin. I am the Positive Parenting program, specifically for our volunteer-based courses, program manager. And my role within our team is to build connections in the community where we can offer free positive parenting classes, whether that's via Zoom, in person. I really enjoy engaging with a lot of people from all types of outlets, backgrounds, because the curriculum that we provide, it applies to everyone and anyone. Whether you have children, specifically if you have children, or whether you're a grandparent raising grandchildren, maybe you are in child development courses and that's what you're seeking to gain knowledge. It's a really amazing evidence-based program.
Awesome. So what inspired you to become a positive parenting coach?
That's a really great question. So back when I recently had graduated from high school, I became a child tutor. And I would meet with these children and tutor them in different subjects. And one of the things that stood out to me is that during the time they were with me, they would improve. And shortly after the tutoring service would be discontinued, I had many parents call me asking if they can do more private tutoring. I worked for a program, it was free tutoring, and I would go back and I would tutor them a little bit more, but it always stood out to me how once I stopped tutoring, somehow, some way, their behavior still kind of fell back a little bit. That was my first inclination of, oh wow, the family environment matters a lot, and parents' guidance and patience and presence is key to success in children. And that's really what drove me into continuing my schooling. And I found Parents by Choice at that time. That was the name of it, of Main Street Youth and Family Services. And I applied. They granted me an amazing opportunity to begin teaching these courses, and my world was changed.
So how many years have you been with Parents by Choice, or now Main Street Youth and Family Services?
Oh, well, a lot of years. I'm going on to 9 years. 9 years, that's a lot of years.
Wow. Wow. So one of the reasons we wanted to go live today is to kind of help spread awareness about positive parenting and support what's available to families in our community. So, to start us off, can you explain what Positive Parenting Awareness Month is and why it's so important for families?
Yeah, so the state of California dedicated the month of January for our statewide Positive Parenting Month. And Triple P, which is short for Positive Parenting Program, comes from the Queensland University in Australia, and they've built a curriculum that is evidence-based that can be applied in different socioeconomic families, different background, blended families, and really what the state of California stated is that they want to promote this positive parenting awareness so that parents, caregivers, employees within the child development field, social work field, they understand the magnitude and the importance of having positive parenting skills so that the children can grow up in a safer environment and just grow up to be independent and really fruitful individuals for the communities they live in. Minimize any like traumatic events and things of that nature. We're calling on to parents to acknowledge their role and to really just take a moment and enjoy the children wherever they're at in their age of life.
Okay. So many people hear the term positive parenting, but may not fully understand what that means. How would you describe positive parenting in everyday life?
That is a really complex question, a really great one. I wish I had the magical key that would apply to all families. However, there are some fundamental attributes to what is positive parenting. And I would like to say that it is really self-acknowledging our own emotions before responding to our children's emotions when we kind of see like the more misbehaviors, right? Checking in, acknowledging our tone of voice, acknowledging how we feel, how we are emotionally at the moment before addressing their emotions, right? And then also being present and really engaging in fruitful conversations and moments of quality time with our children on a daily basis so that not only are we getting to know them a lot better, but we're also showing them through our actions that they mean a lot, right? And that we're here for them and really just highlighting the really great stuff that they do so that when it comes to that misbehavior, they don't just feel like we're present correcting behavior.
Yes. Okay. What's one common myth about parenting that you wish more parents would let go of?
There's a lot of them. But I will tame it down. And I would say that there's a lot of times parents feel that with age, their children should meet our expectations because of a certain age that they fall into. And in the positive parenting program that we deliver, we emphasize their ability, right? Not just looking at the chronological age they're in, but really understanding that what their developmental growth, like that it plays a role into how we mold also the training process. So for example, if we really want our children to come from school, put their shoes where the shoes go, hang their backpack, and maybe come down and wash their hands and start doing homework. Let's just pretend that's a scenario, right? It really falls on the parents to train them, right? To really go step by step and reinforce and positive train, right? Not just, so like, okay, every day at the same time going in and putting the shoes there, reinforcing with positive by saying, thank you for putting your shoes there, and doing it on a regular basis so that by the time they're 6, by the time they're 8, by the time they're 9, it's like they're doing it on auto, right? Like autopilot. But expecting our children to know by 8, 9, 10 years old to do that without the reinforcing, that's a big myth, right? Mm-hmm. You're old enough, you can do it, you should know how to do it by now. So that's probably the best one that I have.
Okay. So parenting can be overwhelming at times. What's one simple positive parenting tip parents can start using today?
Oh. And I want to say this is probably the most powerful one. And I love to say really having a every day on a regular basis, dedicating at least 2 minutes, right? If we look at how fast food is cooked in the microwave, we know that there's some food that cooks even longer than that or even shorter than that. So really what we're trying to say is that on a regular basis, have a one-on-one with your children in tune to their, not just their needs and their wants, but really getting to know who they are. If you do this at a, so we call this strategy what is called quality time, right? And a lot of times parents are around their children, but the quality of engagement, right? Of my attention is on you, your full attention is on me, and we are bonding. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking with you. I understand your emotional need of affection, or whether it's emotional need or whether it's an affection. Like, there's so many different types of affections that children gravitate towards, and really understanding which one my child gravitates towards. If you can do this 2 minutes, I guarantee you it will increase as the more we do it, because that's gonna, so if we do this at a younger age, it solidifies a lot of the opportunity that as they get older, when they're teenagers, it is going to be crucial for those segments, and for them to be able to communicate with us, open up to us, bond, if this is already going on at a younger age.
Okay. So with my son, he loves, like, when I'm cooking at the stove and stuff, he loves coming up to me and just holding the back of my legs and stuff, and that's probably a cry for quality time, but, like,
Yes.
you're in the middle of cooking, so how do you
Yes.
get quality time?
I thank you for bringing up this example, because the other day, well, something that most of you might not know is that we both have smaller children. And the other day, I fed my daughter, I put her down to play, and then I sat down to eat, which probably would have been more beneficial for all of us to eat, right? But life sometimes gets the best of us. So I sit down and I'm eating, and she comes and she starts babbling, and then she goes, and then she comes, and then she starts more like whining, babbling, and then she stays there and she escalates, and then finally she goes like this and throws herself, and then I stop eating. I'm like, oh, what happened, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like our intentions as parents are absolutely right. I have to cook the food, I have to make sure that we'll eat, and at that moment it seems very natural to just kind of like, okay, I'll be with you in a bit. And you're absolutely right. I think you came up with that really great point of, it's a cry for help, right? And really just pausing for, even if it's 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and acknowledging. Whether that's, I'm going to pick you up and we can cook together, and I'm just going to narrate, look, I'm putting the carrots in and I'm splashing this. Here's a carrot, want to throw it in there. Those type of techniques. But it's really hard as a parent, right? Mm-hmm. To constantly remember these things, especially if you have more than one child at different age stages, which prompts me to say this is why it's so important for parents to use the free resources of our parenting classes, even if you've took it already, just to go in and refresh and use it as a support system. But yes, that's a really amazing example. Thank you for bringing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how can positive parenting help strengthen the relationship between parents and children?
I think we made a really great connection, and I'll probably focus more on like the teenage years, right? Our curriculum, we have different class subjects, and we have a specific subject that is for parents of preteens and teenagers. Everything we learn in that curriculum is learned in the smaller class, so to speak. So for the class of children 12 and younger, parents for that age group. However, we emphasize it, right? And the connection that we see that happens was literally explained to the audience, just as we were speaking about our children, is that it helps us be more present. It helps us be a little bit more aware of our behavior as parents that we kind of put in our subconscious because of the needs that are happening every day. Like, some work, some go to school, some take care of household items or duties. So we within ourselves, we understand that the more we're aware of behaviors that influence our children, the better we'll be able to control the outcome for them, right? And as teenagers occur, our presence is crucial because now we're competing, right? We're competing with the friends, the TikTok, the Instagram, the sports events. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we want to make sure to solidify a strong bond. So our positive parenting program, it just helps us see what at the moment we may not be able to see fully because of the distractions.
Okay. So for parents that are feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, burnt out, or unsure of what they're doing is correct, what's an advice that you would give for them?
Well, our program is the 3 Ps, right? The positive parenting program. And I always say those 3 Ps stand for more than that. So it is pause, patience, and be present. And we can say if we pause and we're patient, we will be more present. So I would say it's okay to take a deep breath. It's okay if you need time to recollect, because the way that you're going to address a situation, or you're going to maybe it's not a behavioral situation, maybe it's a decision you have in your mind, right? Take the time to pause and model, really, right? Model our behavioral, so to speak, so that our children, not only are they learning that when mommy's frustrated, when daddy's frustrated, when caregiver's frustrated, these are some steps that happen before I jump in and I give the corrective behavior, or I jump in and I fix the situation, right? If it's more on a decision making, once again, just pause, take your time to check in with yourself, and then make the decision.
Awesome. That's great advice. I know I have to remember to do that myself, because there's been times where I'm like, you're frustrating me, kid. Like,
Yes. My sister always said, I grew up many years and around a particular sister, and she was a single parent, so we kind of helped each other out a lot. And I would always say, comment on be more patient, things like that. And she's like, you just don't get it. When it's your children's like cries or tantrums, it just hits different. Now that I have children, I get what she was saying. So don't feel bad. Sometimes we have more patience with other children that are not our own. Mm-hmm. But it makes it more important to bring those skills into our own.
Right. All right. So our positive parenting program offers classes for families. Can you share a bit more about how the positive parenting program assists families in the community?
Yes. So to begin, we have 5 different subjects. Some subjects are not given as often as others, but I'm just going to name the 5 subjects that we're accredited to teach. We have our 0 to 12 positive parenting course. It's for any parent, caregiver, or person that wants to learn child development stages, our interactions, bettering bonds, how to manage the misbehavior, which most family are like, I want that portion, right? And it's for parents of children 12 and younger. Then we have a very similar one that is for parents of preteens and teenagers. So it has everything that the first course has, plus some high-risk behavior, the hormonal and brain composition, the neural changes that teenagers are encountering, the temptations, and all of that great stuff. Then we have the next courses are a little bit more specific to a tailored audience. We have what is Pathways. It is our self-management. It's an anger management class, but I always like to say self-management because we learn more than anger in that class. We learn an array of emotions, how to manage them, and how sometimes parenting, it just affects us differently when we are the parent of that child, or we're caring for the child. Then we have co-parenting. This is very, very popular, specifically in the San Joaquin County. I don't know why, but it is very popular. It is our high conflict communication course for parents who are separated and maybe they're going through a divorce, maybe they were never together, but they're raising a child together. We've also seen blended families take this. We've seen foster parents and biological parents, grandparents who are helping raise children. So it's more than just for that population, so to speak, but it is tailored to understand the stress, the communication, strategies to help parents and caregivers who are raising children in 2 homes or 3 homes at a given time.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, and our Stepping Stones. Stepping Stones is a course that is for parents of children with disability. Essentially the curriculum is for children who are intellectually 12 and younger. So they might be an 18-year-old with a disability who intellectually are about 12 or 10. And that particular class, it's a lot of ABA. It's a lot of great tools and strategies to have in your toolbox for parents who have children of disability. And really, we are here as a support system. I always like to promote our classes as being, come on in, if you learned one thing during the whole course, hey, our job is done. You'll learn a lot more, but more importantly than that, you learn from the parents in the course. You learn a lot from other parents, and there's a few parents who shine strategy and advice and light to other parents. And if you're one of those parents who comes and you're like, oh, I kind of know this, you never know who you're helping by just being there in the class.
Okay, so it's kind of like a hive mind, so that everyone's kind of coming together, you're sharing ideas, strategies, things like that.
Yes.
In a class setting.
Yes, with the curriculum. So we do have to be faithful to the curriculum. All of our courses involve 6 sessions, and they do piggyback right off the other one, hence why it's evidence-based. There's some measurements that we take, and we constantly check in with the community and the people to just say, hey, how can we improve? And it's just a great experience. So I recommend everyone to just try it out at least one time.
So we're also really excited that, it's January, it's Positive Parenting Awareness Month, and we have a big celebration going on this Saturday, January 31st, from 11 to 3, called our Family Fiesta here at the Courthouse Plaza in Downtown Stockton. Can you tell everyone what to kind of expect from that event?
Yes, so Family Fiesta is going to be our 3rd Family Fiesta. So we've been doing this for 3 years, which is amazing. It is a free community event brought to you by Main Street Youth and Family Services in order to promote the Positive Parenting Month here in California. And we focus a lot on child to parent or child to caregiver interaction. So the emphasis is come and have a great time with the children. We'll have kid-friendly activities, some live performances. We have an array of resource booths so you can get to know what is offered in the community. We'll have face painting, very, very, very low cost like food. We have all of our shops open. We have the underground arcade space, which for the first time we're actually going to have our Nerve Zone. There you go. Thank you so much. Our Nerve Zone, this is why you see me with the gun motion, right? Is going to be open. We have not had that open in past Family Fiestas. So the idea is so that parents can come. They can also see another outlet for their children. So on rainy days, you can bring your children to the arcade space and just get to know our building. It's a very beautiful building. It's a safe space for children, and just promote that positive parenting strategies throughout the building, and really get to see the community come together to promote, hey, it's hard to be a parent, but there's these amazing things it comes with.
Awesome. So why do you think events like the Family Fiesta are important for the community and families?
They are extremely important for our community, especially given our time, right now, and the morale that's going on in the country. We need to make sure that we take care of each other, and Family Fiesta is that great opportunity to know, hey, what resources are there out there for us to use? And we're located downtown Stockton, so we are closer to a lot of the neighborhoods that, for whatever reason, they don't get the awareness or they don't get the resources that they need. So because of our location, it is so beneficial for those communities. We're just down the block from the bus station as well, and the importance of it is families coming in and receiving the knowledge and the resource and the encouragement to continue through a route, like a path that is a tough path, right? Being a parent, it's tough, but also celebrating the great stuff of being a parent.
Awesome. So for anyone watching who wants to learn more or get connected with our positive parenting program, get into a class, how would they do that?
Well, please come and check out our website, Main Street YFS.org. And then you can also do P at mainstreetYFS.org. And really go in there. You can see all of our classes. There's usually a link to our registration. You can register online. You don't even have to come downtown. However, if you did want to call our phone number, it's listed on the website. You're more than welcome to call our phone number. We're always here to answer your calls, any questions that you have. So it's as easy as just going in and clicking a button and registering to the courses.
Oh, nice, easy
way
to okay, so after they've registered, what happens?
And usually what happens, so you will get a confirmation saying you registered to the course, and about a week before the start date, so if you registered prior to the week before, you get an email with all of the class information. If it's a Zoom class, with the Zoom information. If it's an in-person class, you just show up. You usually see the in-person classes on the website. You know the address, the time, and you show up. If it is, also if you register to the in-person classes, we will give you a call. So we'll usually call them just to confirm and to greet them and make sure that there's no any other questions. Usually about a week before the class starts. If it's a Zoom class, you get a welcoming email with a Zoom login, and usually 3 days before, we give you a call and we just confirm, hey, just letting you know, is everything okay? We provide the material, so we have a curriculum that we will print out and we will provide it to you unless you tell us otherwise, right? It is a very easy process.
Okay, awesome. And if you're watching right now, we'd love to see you at Family Fiesta. There'll be food, music, games, prizes. Underground arcade will be open with the Nerf zone. There's going to be fun for the whole family there. So make sure you join us on Saturday, January 31st from 11 to 3 in Downtown Stockton at the Courthouse Plaza.
And I may say, a lot of those arcade games, they don't require you to put quarters in them. Definitely bring in your change for the other arcade, but I want to say 60% of them you can just play for free.
Yes, and I think they're doing the Nerf Zone for free too,
yes.
So you won't even have to you won't be charged for that as well. So to wrap things up today, what's one message you'd like to leave parents and caregivers with?
I wish I can sit here and teach the class right now. But given the time, I would say children don't need presents, they need presence. So let's just take a moment to pause in our chaotic life and to really laugh with them, right? To enjoy their essence and to really get to know them specifically as they get older. The older they get, the more distractions and distance usually parents have between the children or caregivers. So it makes it even more important for you to try to be present in their lives. And I get it, some teenagers push back, but it makes it even more important for you to, be there.
So remember the 3 P's.
Yes.
Pause, patience, and
Presents.
I'm like, I know I heard it. So the 3 P's or triple P.
Positive Parenting Program.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing today, Clara. And thank you for everyone who tuned in. Don't forget to share, subscribe to this video, and learn more about our programs and things coming up. So again, we'd love to see you at Family Fiesta January 31st, this Saturday from 11 to 3. All right, we hope to see you there.
Thank you.